Welcome to the Govalers for Rent podcast, first of the series on Portuguese heritage homes. We are here in Seoli under a starlit night, and we have the pleasure of having Dr. Pinto here, the custodian of Pinto Villa, a 400-year-old heritage home in Goa. We'll explore the rich history of the villa, the challenges of preserving ancestral homes, and the future of sustainable living in Goa. Dr. Pinto, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much, Jay. And I'm too delighted to share the story of our home and its journey over the years gone by.
And let's not forget that too over cashews.
Oh,
So, Doc, it's an architectural gem in Santa Cruz. Can you share its origins and why it holds such significance?
well, Jay, Pinto Villa, as you know, is almost 400 years ago, which was probably during the Portuguese colonial era. The design incorporates French Renaissance elements, Portuguese influences, and Goan craftsmanship. It has witnessed generations of the Pinto family, each contributing to its preservation. If I may just add that my great grandfather was the Member of Parliament in Lisbon, my grandfather was a poet, so we have been in the field of arts and we do still continue the legacy of art and architecture and its rich history. To begin with.
Thank you for that. As we all know and can see, Goa is overdeveloped. What motivated your family to preserve, and what challenges do you face?
Well, I would say old is gold, Jay. The passion for heritage conservation and the need to protect Goa's cultural identity. And the challenges included structural restoration because, as you know, this is only stone and lime, and there's no cement or any concrete in this. Maintaining the original materials was tough, and integrating the modern comforts, which we have done so now, without altering the heritage essence, was quite a tricky situation, but we have managed it well. And the key focus was on preserving the furniture, the portraits, and the architectural elements while ensuring the home remains livable for future generations.
What makes Pinto Villa stand out among Goan heritage homes, Dr. Pinto?
Well, to begin with, I think is the famous Balcon, which is the shaded porch, which is in front of the house. And Goa, I think, gets the tag of Susegat Goinkar because we were so self-sustainable that we didn't have to strive hard. So most of the time, evening especially, was passed when the neighbors and people who we know or loved or cousins that came over would sit in the balcony and discuss as if there is no tomorrow about the rich cultural heritage and the programs and the different entertainments and the history of Goa. So it starts with the balcony in the front. Then of course we have the European style interiors with high ceilings, intricate woodwork along with the grand mirrors. Then we have the security features like a gun slot in the wall, a reminder of Goa's turbulent history. I would like to add here, Jay, there are lots of houses which are coming up claiming that they are, Portuguese style. But I'll tell you one distinguishing feature which tells you whether the house is authentically Goan is that it will have these features of protecting the houses. So for example, there's a slot that we found on the left side as you enter the house, which is encased in a wooden frame, and it opens on the other side of the house, or other side of the room entrance. So what we'll do is they will corner especially the ranis, that's why they were known as the marauding ranis, in the entrance, close it from all sides, and fire the arms from the other room. So like that, we have many features which are, been incorporated to protect the house, especially in bigger mansions like in Shandor and things like that, where you will walk in through a closet which ultimately leads you to the tunnel down and out into the jungle. So I think the authenticity of a Portuguese house one thing you should ask is, what are the strategic features of protection that are incorporated into the house? And And of course, we have now landscape gardens with swimming pool, which complement to the villa's aesthetic while adding modern comforts to the place. And especially my father, though, we had gardens and all, he will always insist to plant trees which were fruit bearing and which would give us, probably that time coconut was the main thing. And so there are a lot of coconut plantations around, mango trees, kokum trees, things like that, which would help us. I think the more easier life of Susegado in Goa. That's what
is that part of the organic farm that you now have? 800 meters from the villa?
It is. It is also part of the farm that we have. And we decided to produce, organically, so we could have some fresh chemical food on the table. And I don't have to tell you about how organic farm works. It does cost 3 times the cost of, but the food which you see that is picked up from the farm and placed on the table is having a completely different essence than the food that we buy from food that is grown using chemicals. So I think somewhere we have to draw a line that we need to hit and get the best on the table, and that's why we decided to have this farm. It promotes sustainability and self-sufficiency also, and therefore we have reducing dependence on commercial markets. And this initiative of us reflects our belief in an eco-friendly living while ensure that the land is preserved for future generation and the richness of the soil is maintained in an eco-friendly manner.
So, Dr. Pinto, thank you for those very good insights. I'd like to just end by asking you a short question. Is your home open to guests that can visit you, or is it only for your friends and family?
No. We do those who I would say that yes, we welcome guests by prior appointment only for a guided tour and an exclusive lunch experience at the Pinto Villa, which is located in Santa Cruz along the Pinto Road. And the villa is not open for general walk-ins, ensuring that each visit remains personalized and immersive. Guests will have the chance to explore the history, the architecture, and beautifully preserved interiors while enjoying an authentic Goan meal prepared using fresh organic ingredients from our farm.
You know what, Dr. Pinto? This has been a pleasure, absolutely, to have this discussion with you. And I myself have only moved to Goa 20 years ago. But what I feel is absolutely great is every day in Goa, you actually learn something new. And some people, I don't know who these are, where they are, how they seem to know Goa. But they say, oh, Goa is the same old thing. It's all about partying and all about this and that. And there are a lot of assumptions made in Goa.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I can say one thing for sure, that I, in my 20 years here, have always learned something in Goa. Apart from, of course, enjoying all the nature, the people, the warmth, the churches, the cultural diversity, the food, the smells, the sound of the Goan poivala. It all makes Goa so special. And if I may say, you are also one of my Goan friends, and that is what is so special about our Goan podcast of Goa Villas for Rent. So please look down through the details, and there's a number to help you make a reservation to visit the Pinto Villa in Santa Cruz. Signing off now from Goa Villas for Rent. Very good evening to you, Dr. Pinto.
Thank you, Jay, for having me. Thank you.